James Bond is a fictional character created by novelist Ian Fleming in 1953, whose works were adapted into many spy films. Bond is a British secret agent working for MI6 who also answers by his codename, 007. He has been portrayed in 26 films by actors Sean Connery, David Niven, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig. Only 2 films were not made by Ian Productions. Ian now holds the full adaptation rights to all of Fleming's Bond novels. In 1961, producers Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman joined forces to purchase the filming rights to Fleming's novels. They founded the production company Ian Productions and, with financial backing by United Artists, began working on Dr. No, which was directed by Terence Young and featured Connery as Bond. Following Drive No's release in 1962, Broccoli and Saltzman created the holding company Danjik to ensure future productions in the James Bond film series. The series currently encompasses 24 films, with the most recent, Spectre, released in October 2015. With a combined gross of nearly $7 billion to date, the films produced by Ian constitute the 4th highest grossing film series, behind Star Wars, Harry Potter and the Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Accounting for the effects of inflation, the Bond films have amassed over $14 billion at current prices. Additionally, several of the songs produced for the films have been nominated for Academy Awards for Original Song, including Paul McCartney's Live and Let Die, Carly Simon's Nobody Does It Better and Sheena Easton's For Your Eyes Only. In 1982, Albert R. Broccoli received the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award. When Broccoli and Saltzman bought the rights to existing and future Fleming titles, it did not include Casino Royale, which had already been sold to producer Gregory Ratoff, with the story having been adapted for television in 1954. After Ratoff's death, the rights were passed on to Charles K. Feldman, who subsequently produced the satirical Bond spoof Casino Royale in 1967. A legal case ensured that the film rights to the novel Thunderball were held by Kevin McClory, as he, Fleming and scriptwriter Jack Whittingham had written a film script upon which the novel was based. Although Ian Productions and McClory joined forces to produce Thunderball, McClory still retained the rights to the story and adapted Thunderball into 1983's Never Say Never Again. The current distribution rights to both of those films are held by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, the studio which distributes Ian's regular series. Ian Productions films 1960s In 1961, producers Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman joined forces to adapt Ian Fleming's James Bond novels. They founded the production company Ian Productions and signed a deal with United Artists for 100% financial backing and distribution of 7 films, with financing of $1 million for the first feature, Dr. No. Released in 1962, it starred Sean Connery, who after being cast as Bond, signed to do 6 films. Saltzman and Broccoli followed Drive No with From Russia with Love in 1963 and Goldfinger the following year. Afterwards, Ian Productions joined forces with Kevin McClory to produce Thunderball, 1965, as McClory gained the legal rights to that novel following a lawsuit. Connery was renegotiating his contract by then, and got released from it during the production of his 5th film, 1967's You Only Live Twice. George Lazenby became the second actor to play Agent 007 in an Ian Productions film in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which was released in 1969 and turned out to be Lazenby's only appearance in the series, as his agent convinced him to not follow through with a 7-picture deal. 1970s Saltzman and Broccoli tested other actors for James Bond, but Studio United Artists wanted Sean Connery back, paying a then record $1.25 million salary for him to return in Diamonds Are Forever, released in 1971. Connery refused to play the role further, and his eventual replacement was Roger Moore, who made his debut as 007 in 1973 with Live and Let Die. Having filled his original deal, Moore started to negotiate contracts on a film-by-film basis, signing to do a 4th Bond film, 1979's Moonraker. 1980s For Your Eyes Only retained Roger Moore, but marked a change in the production crew. John Glenn was promoted from his duties as a film editor to director, a position he would occupy for the next 4 films. Follow-up Octopussy was the first distributed by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, who purchased United Artists in 1981, and A View to a Kill marked Moore's departure from the series. Timothy Dalton took over the role, starring in The Living Daylights and License to Kill. 1990s Pre-production work for the 3rd James Bond film starring Timothy Dalton, fulfilling his 3-film contract, began in May 1990. The project eventually entered development hell caused by legal problems between Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, parent company of the series distributor United Artists, and Danjak, owners of the Bond film rights. Dalton's contract had expired when the lawsuits were settled in 1992. Brosnan had 2 more films that decade, Tomorrow Never Dies in 1997 and The World Is Not Enough in 1999. 2000s. Pierce Brosnan had signed a deal for 4 films when he was cast in the role of James Bond. This was fulfilled with the production of Die Another Day in 2002. Afterwards, Ian decided to reboot the series with a younger actor. Daniel Craig was eventually cast as Bond in Casino Royale, an adaptation of the first James Bond novel, released in 2006. It was followed by Quantum of Solace in 2008. 2010s. Sam Mendes was attached to work on the 23rd James Bond film in 2008, but production was halted until 2011 as MGM faced financial troubles. Skyfall was released on the 50th anniversary of the series in 2012, and became the highest-grossing film in the franchise. Mendes was brought back to do follow-up Spectre, released in 2015. Non-Ian films. 2 James Bond films were produced without the involvement of Ian Productions, done by producers who held adaptation rights to individual Ian Fleming novels. Charles K. Feldman, who had acquired the film rights to Casino Royale in 1960, failed to come to terms with Ian for a joint production. Believing that he could not compete with the Ian series, Feldman resolved to produce the film as a satire. Released in 1967 by Columbia Pictures, Casino Royale starred David Niven as a James Bond who comes out of retirement to investigate the deaths of international spies. With the aid of Bond impersonators, he battles the mysterious Drive, Noah and Smersh. Years later, Kevin McClory used his rights to Thunderball and joined forces with producer Jack Schwartzman and studio Warner Brothers to adapt the novel into 1983's Never Say Never Again. Sean Connery played the role of James Bond for the 7th time, marking his return to the character 12 years after Diamonds Are Forever. The current distribution rights to both of those films are held by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Box office and budget. The Ian-produced films have a combined gross of nearly $7 billion, and constitute the 4th highest-grossing film series, behind Star Wars, Harry Potter films and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Note: 2 films not produced by Ian. Reception and accolades. The Bond films have been nominated for a number of awards throughout their 50-year history, with most films winning an award. These include successes at the British Academy Film Awards, Golden Globe Awards and Academy Awards. In addition, in 1982 Albert R. Broccoli received the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award. See also. Bond Girl, Casino Royale, Climax, the first live-action adaptation of an Ian Fleming novel. James Bond music, outline of James Bond. Notes. References. Bibliography. Balio, Tino, 1987. United Artists, the company that changed the film industry. Madison, University of Wisconsin Press. ISBN 978-0-299-11440-4. Block, Alex Ben, Autrey Wilson, Lucy, 2010. George Lucas's Blockbusting, a decade-by-decade survey of timeless movies including untold secrets of their financial and cultural success. London, HarperCollins. ISBN 978-0-06-177889-6. Chapman, James, 2009. License to Thrill, A Cultural History of the James Bond Films. London, IB, Taurus. ISBN 978-1-84511-515-9. Cork, John, Civilla, Bruce, 2002. James Bond, The Legacy. London, Boxtree. ISBN 978-0-7522-6498-1. Field, Matthew, Chowdhury, Ajay, 2015. Some Kind of Hero, The Remarkable Story of the James Bond Films. The History Press. ISBN 978-0-750-96650-4. Munden, Kenneth White 1997-1976. The American Film Institute Catalog of Motion Pictures produced in the United States. Part 2. Berkeley and Los Angeles, California, University of California Press. ISBN 978-0-5202-0970-1.